Right now, if the temperature outside dropped to 45 degrees below zero, you'd have maybe 15 minutes before frostbite started eating your fingers. No jacket could save you, not one. But 20,000 years ago, people were living through winters just as brutal. And they weren't just surviving, they were thriving, having kids, building lives. And the real answer for how they pulled it off is way stranger than they wore thick fur. Because fur alone doesn't explain it. Something else was going on, inside their bodies and inside their camps. Something modern humans have almost completely lost. Let's go back to the last ice age, about 20,000 years ago, across the frozen plains of what's now Siberia, Ukraine, and northern Europe. Winters here didn't just dip below freezing. They hit -40, -50 degrees Celsius. The ground stayed frozen almost year-round. In a lot of these areas, there wasn't even enough wood to keep a fire going. And yet, archaeologists keep finding something they didn't expect. Permanent settlements. Not quick hunting camps. Real villages, lived in generation after generation. That shouldn't have been possible. So how'd they do it? The first clue came from something wild. Bones. Not tools made from bone. Houses. At a site called Mizirich in Ukraine, archaeologists found entire huts built out of mammoth bones. Skulls, jaws, tusks, leg bones, all stacked together with clear engineering behind it. Some huts needed the bones of 20 or more mammoths. This wasn't random. This was architecture. And here's where the real mystery kicks in. Why did bone work so well when wood wasn't an option? Dried mammoth bone turns out to be an incredible insulator. Add layers of snow and turf on top, and these huts could trap heat well enough to stay dozens of degrees warmer inside than outside, even without a fire burning non-stop. But the shelter alone wasn't enough. Insulation only helps if your body isn't losing heat faster than it can hold onto it. Your body still has a very specific relationship with cold today. When your skin gets cold, your blood vessels near the surface tighten up and pull blood away from your hands and feet to protect your core. That's why your fingers go numb before your chest does. But Ice Age humans needed more than that. They needed bodies that could actually function in the cold, not just protect the core while everything else suffered. Researchers studying people who still live in extreme cold today, like some indigenous Arctic communities, found something wild. Measurable differences in how their bodies regulate heat compared to people from warmer climates. Some of it comes down to something called brown fat, a special kind of fat that burns energy to produce heat instead of storing it. Almost nobody talks about this part. It's basically an internal furnace. Babies are born loaded with it because they can't shiver properly yet. Most adults lose a lot of it over time if they grow up somewhere warm, since the body has no reason to keep an expensive heater running if it's never needed. But people who've lived in extreme cold for thousands of years tend to hold on to more active brown fat as adults. Their bodies didn't just wear better coats, their bodies became better furnaces. Now, that's not something you can just decide to do. It's something shaped over generations by an environment that punished anyone whose body couldn't keep itself warm. Here's where it all connects. It wasn't fur. It wasn't fire. It wasn't even the architecture on its own. It was the shelter, the high-fat diet fueling internal heat, and bodies literally built by natural selection to prioritize staying warm over almost anything else. Ice Age humans ate a ton of fat. Mammoth fat especially was way more calorie-dense than most modern food. And fat converts to heat more efficiently than anything else when your body needs to stay warm, not just stay fed. On top of that, they had clothes sewn with bone needles, tailored and layered, not just loose animal skins thrown over the shoulders. Every piece solved a problem the others couldn't solve alone. None of this was luck. It was thousands of years of trial and error, failure, death, and adaptation, passed down until surviving -45-degree cold wasn't just possible, it was sustainable. And here's where it comes back to you. You still shiver. Your hands still go cold before your chest does. You still crave rich, fatty food more in winter than summer, even if you've never noticed the pattern. That's not a coincidence, and it's not some modern food industry trick. That's biology, written in by ancestors who needed every calorie of fat just to make it through the season. Your body is still running software built for a world that barely exists anymore. So next time winter hits, and you feel that pull towards something warm and rich, or the instinct to bundle up before you even feel cold, remember where that came from. It wasn't designed for a heated apartment and a grocery store down the street. It was designed for a world where the wrong body, in the wrong shelter, simply didn't make it to spring. Ice Age humans didn't just endure impossible cold. They engineered their way through it, using bone, fat, and bodies shaped by tens of thousands of years of pressure most of us will never face. If you found this as wild as I did, this channel exists to dig up strange